Hello, everyone. I'm Rodney Veal, and welcome to Rodney Veal's Inspired by Podcast. And today I get to have a wonderful, delightful conversation with one of the most delightful, active, engaged artists, community members, who's just full of sunshine and joy and makes the world a better place. And that is Tamiko Stump. So, Tamiko, welcome to the Art Show.
Thank you for having me, Rodney. It's a pleasure.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to hang out with you. And then and full disclosure, audience, Tamiko and I just hung out this weekend at a artist talk back at the library, which I'm sure we'll talk about in the
Yeah, that was
podcast.
great.
It was a really great fun. So this podcast for me is always about celebrating and highlighting people who are just really making an impact in the art scene in our region. And you really are. And I'm just very curious about we're going in that hot tub time machine back to the place, because no one ever goes. People do go and say they're going to be an artist, but I just kind of curious of how the art started with you and how it kind of filled your body, so to speak.
Um, I've been an artist my whole life. I don't know. I popped out that way. When I was younger, I would draw, and my parents would get mad because I went around the neighborhood and I tried to draw, like sell my little drawings I would make. And
Did you really?
I did. But then they made me stop and said, you should just give them away. And I said, okay, I can do that.
No, entrepreneurialism is real in the arts.
Yes. So, I think it's been with me my whole life. I just have a need and a, desire to create with my whole life. So anything I do, I try to engage creatively. So.
And you do it, and you always do, and it's just like I'm just kind of that is just like the fact that you were out there hustling it. It's like I make them, and I'm good at it, so let's make some money.
My parents rolled me, and they're like, "You shouldn't be doing that." Like, okay.
What were they afraid of? Tax purposes?
I don't
know. So you get this bug, and it's always in you, and it's happening. And I do know, and it was kind of a recent discovery that you went to Chaminade. And so
yes,
I was like, oh my
God,
you went to CJ, and I was like, oh my God. So because I'm kind of curious, because you're a native Daytonian, you're from this region.
Yes.
So, and I, I'm a lot older. So full
not
disclosure.
Not too much.
Well, no, I'm 60, almost 61. So it's like a thing. It's just that I've always had a curiosity, because I went to Jefferson Township and went to Dayton Public Schools. No one ever, when you said I'm an artist and I'm gonna make an art maker, did people kind of go, oh, or did they do the thing that they were like, oh, okay, that's great?
It's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag. My parents weren't that encouraging of it, but my godmother brought it out in me, and she encouraged it. So I had that positive energy from my godmother.
Oh, you have your godmother to thank. That's super cool.
Yes.
That's interesting, because I mean, it was really weird, but where I went to school, where I don't go, assuming it's just Jefferson Township, they were just all in on, you're an artist. Oh, well, you need to get together with the other artists and make murals and hang in our building. I'm like, okay, sure. I'm like, oh, all right. I mean, it's interesting. So, but you obviously found people who really, like your godmother, encouraged.
Yes, my godmother, and I've always hung out with like the artsy crew. You know how that goes. You find your people.
you find your tribe. You find your people. And so you're at CJ and you're doing all these things. And so where did you end up going for training?
I did a long
What's the journey?
Road.
I'm kind of curious tell us about this long road of yours.
I don't think I told you about this part, but I did start out at UC as pre-med, pre-med.
Okay.
That didn't
Wait a minute, hold up.
I don't.
Pre-med.
I kind of forgot. I have a thing for biology, so
Really?
Yeah. So I did that, and I didn't like it, and they made me take a test, that test, career path, and it told me, you should be an artist. I was like, I can't get away from it. So I left UC and then I ended up at Sinclair.
I
To
I love it. I love it. Well, the thing is this really interesting. I think there were a couple of other artists who've done that. They were like, "I'm going into law." And I'm like, "Wait, you went into
yeah.
law?" I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then I decided I'm going to be an artist. Okay. I mean, you just can't escape it. It's just
Right.
it's
Yeah,
once
I
it's
took a test and it told me that you must
like
be an artist.
you will do this.
Yes.
I think a lot of people don't recognize just how special um, Sinclair is in the community, as a community
Yes.
college as far as training,
Right.
because it
It's
allows you to actually. There's a really strong, robust art program
I
there.
completely agree. That, opened my world up in the arts. Top-notch professors. Mark Eckner is still a dear friend of mine. Um,
He's such
Props
a
to Mark.
no total props to Mark.
Yes.
He is an amazing, amazing, kind, gentle. He's a gentleman. He's
Yes.
a gentleman, but
Yes.
he's such
Yes.
a phenomenal artist.
Yeah. So, I took figurative arts from Mark, and that's where I realized my passion for figurative art.
Oh,
So,
wow. That's not a bad place to start. That's not a bad.
no, it's yeah. So I credit Mark to a lot. He's always encouraged me and pushed me, to push artistic boundaries and stuff. So he's a great instructor.
I love that. That's a great shout. So you went to Sinclair, you went from UC in med school.
Yes,
Pretty much.
I forgot about that.
Oh, that's really funny. And then you went to Sinclair. So what did you left Sinclair and you went to
Yeah, I went to the School of the Art Institute of Chicago. At that time in my life, I wasn't that confident as an artist. And then Mark kind of nudged me. He said, "You should just apply." And so they came to Sinclair and talked, and I talked to an advisor. I remember this so clearly. And I said, "Okay, yes, I'll apply." And I got in, and then I went.
and you went and you
And I
just like
went.
oh like how many years were you in Chicago?
On and off for like 10 years. It took me a while. You know how life gets messy. I went through a divorce, blah, 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 blah. So I started.
I love how you went blah on a divorce. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, no, so off and
But
on.
yeah, I was in school for about 2 years because I transferred in as a Sinclair.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
and life happens. I
and
mean,
life happens.
yeah,
That's life
that
always happens.
true. That's such a true phrase in a statement. And so, but Chicago is just such a lovely art scene, and they have. It's interesting. I think a lot of people don't understand. I mean, I see it this way, and I don't know how you feel about it, but the Chicago is like this third place of great art
Yes.
exploration. And there's New York, there's Los Angeles, but there's Chicago.
Yeah, I agree.
Very
Chicago, yes.
Midwestern.
Yes, it was a great place. The highlight of my schooling there, well, one of the highlights was being attached to the museum. So I would go there. Yeah, I would
Ooh.
walk through the museum just to get to school because it's attached. They're
Is it
attached.
really?
Yeah, they're attached. So, so I'm very, very
Nice.
blessed in that sense to get to be around all that greatness.
Oh, but it's just total immersion. You were
Yeah.
just in on it,
Yes.
especially following the pathway of figurative
Yeah.
art making.
Yeah.
That's the perfect place. I mean,
Yes.
shout out, shout out, shout out. So, what got you to come back to Dayton if you were in Chicago?
I went to Chicago and then I graduated and then I decided I wanted to go to grad school. Then I came back to regroup. I rented a studio at Front Street, holed myself away for a year and got a portfolio together.
Wow.
So
What was
I
that? What was that like? So when were you at Front Street? Is this the I call it the pre Carol and Richard Lundeen days, or
yes, very Morty was there.
oh
Yes, yes. So Morty was there.
God
It
bless
was a different vibe. It was yeah, gritty. It was gritty. It was gritty back then.
You are so kind with your words, gritty. Like my God.
Yeah.
I would use the word sketch, but that's just
Yeah,
it's a little sketch. I mean,
yeah, it was a little sketch. But it
but
seems like I always come back to Dayton during a transition time to regroup because my roots are here, and then I center myself, get ready, and then I go.
Huh. Well, I'm just wondering if it's just like if Dayton is just because some people always talk about Dayton having this kind of spiritual
It draws you, like
energy. Like,
yeah,
yeah, and it
yeah,
kind of seems to really do. Artists seem to do really well with the spiritual energy of the space,
yeah.
in the place, and it's just like I find it very fascinating. I mean,
There is a big, vibrant, very welcoming artist community here, and it's very encouraging. So that's how I ended up back here. And then I applied to the New York Academy of Art, and then I got in, so I moved to New York.
wow. So you've had the Chicago experience and the New
Yes.
York experience. Okay, what was New York like? Again, comparison. I mean,
Oh, from all the places?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
it
I'm
was
kind of curious.
definitely it's very, like, bam, it's like what you think. It's very, fast, um, very vibrant. There's stuff to do all the time, like, art-wise, like, and anything. So I mean, I cherish that, experience that I was able to be
Oh,
there for a while.
oh,
But
that's
the
oh wow, that is super cool. I'm just thinking you like I'm surprised that New York didn't sink its claws into you and just said, "Stay, stay."
yeah, this is when I came back. I was there for about 5 years. I went to grad school, got a little bit of roots in New York, I was doing the best I could, working and, doing art. But, then my parents, I'm the only child, so, both my parents became ill and they asked for my help, and then I came back.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Is that moment, it's just like, yeah,
I had to I said, "Okay, yes, I'll come back and help." So that's how I ended up back here, and
back
I'm
here.
yes.
And you're here, and
I
it's
am
like
here, I am here.
so it's like so now you're here and I know that you've been teaching and
Yes,
you've been teaching at Central State. And so
yes.
what I love about you teaching at Central State, because tell the story, because it was really funny that I just assumed you were just there, and then it was like you tell me that the fact that you were brought in because Aaron Smith Glenn went on sabbatical.
Right, yes, yes. So, I've known Erin for quite a while, we've
Mhm.
been friends. So and she told me that she was planning to take a sabbatical, and she wanted me to apply, and I said, "Oh, Erin, I don't have any teaching experience." She's like and then she pushed me to apply, and I did, and then, I got hired, and, it was one of the best decisions I've made. So,
I love that.
yeah, I
And
truly love my students and the school.
because I know that you, and also because what I loved about the fact that you kind of embrace not just teaching, but kind of engaging the students and teaching in the community
Right.
with exhibiting. And so the last exhibit was at Front Street, right?
Yes, yeah, that was, hugely successful, I wanted to bring the students out of Central Stakes. It's kind of isolated and towards, the Xenia area, and I thought it's important for them to get engaged as artists now while they're an undergrad at a bigger, community, a bigger space. So, yeah, that was a very, very uplifting experience for everyone involved. Front Street, the students, we had faculty from Central State that came, the provost came.
Wow.
I thought it was a big
Everybody's
deal. Yeah,
they actually
it was.
showed up for this. Okay.
Yeah, it was a big deal. A lot. It was like we probably had over 100 people that came to the opening. It beat all my expectations. So I'm very proud of them.
Oh, that's super cool. That was super cool. I'm bummed I missed it because I just feel like, it's like I can't. It's like, yeah, it's like, how do I get everything in my
I
day? Yeah,
understand.
yeah. It's like,
I understand completely.
folks, there's a lot of art here, and we just keep going. And so, I mean, now that you're kind of doing a lot of things connected to the community, and you're teaching, now which is you're just this is what I mean about embedding some oneself into the community. You're now the interim director of the
Yes.
Dayton Society of
Yes.
Artists. Okay, talk to me.
Um, yeah, I mean, my whole life, like, I just kinda go with the flow and I accept, challenges, It's like, "Oh, I've never done this, but I'll try," I'll try my best, and I think that's the way you learn is you just, like, dive in. But, me being the interim director, I was the board member before, I'm very into exhibitions, so, and I just want my thing is I want people to engage with other people, so, it's just
and because that's just seems like your mo, and so I just like go, but I'm just like, okay, you really want to say, interim? So interim is eventually, or is interim going to become eventually the director? I mean,
We will see. We will see what happens. So,
let's have it.
I'm pretty new. It's like second weekend. So,
Oh,
but
you're only 2 weeks in. That's
yeah,
right. Oh my
yeah,
God, that's
yes. But I was doing a lot behind the scenes, and that's why they asked me. Is like I was the natural person to do it because I'm, so so into it, and I kind of know what's going on. So,
yeah. You're really. I mean, you. Me personally, I think good call. Good call. Very. They made it. You made an excellent choice and decision. And so talk because a lot of people are not going to be from the area who hear this podcast. Talk about what the Dayton Society of Artists is, because they're going to be like, what is this? Like, I mean, but it's really, I mean, folks, it's a pretty amazing place.
yeah, we have a super long history. It was founded in 1938. We got our standalone building in 1967. So we've been around for a while.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
this is old as me. I mean,
So yeah, we're member based. That's what drives us is the membership, member engagement. So we're kind of in a transition phase as me being the interim director. So we'll see where it leads. But yeah, it's a really great organization. If you don't know about it, Google it.
it's so worth it. So worth
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Well, and what I love is the fact that it's in this beautiful Victorian
Oh, gorgeous.
building in a really historic district in the neighborhood, and if you drive by it, you would think, oh, that's a lovely house, but then it's filled. I mean, imagine a space, folks, that doesn't have any furniture on the first floor, and it's just walls that are covered in art,
Yeah,
and it's rotating. So I mean, it's pretty intimate. It's a great way to see art, to me personally.
yeah, it's very cozy. Beautiful light. Like we have really, really great light.
Mm,
So, and our next show actually is going to be the permanent collection that we have. We house a permanent collection that past
really?
yeah, that presidents donate a piece of art after their term. So, that will be our show in February. So,
Really? Okay.
yes.
So folks, okay. I got one
Opens
more.
February 13th.
I gotta do it. I gotta do it. Add it to my list of things. So like, that's really super cool. And so what do you, I mean, you're interim, and I know it's like 2 weeks in. It's like asking somebody who just like became mayor, like, what's your vision?
My vision.
What is your vision?
I don't have a vision per se, but I was the exhibitions board member before I stepped into this. So that's my push. And we just started a partnership with the Dayton Metro Libraries downtown, which I'm super excited about. So I worked with Debbie Chess and we're like, let's do it. And we did it.
Well, and folks, that was the thing. We spent the Sunday together because I moderated a conversation with the artist Brian Mathis, who's on display at the Dayton Metro Library main branch, and it was just, I just thought it was such a lovely rethinking, and it just seems to fit with
Yes.
DSA because it's a non-traditional presentation space for art, and that's the same as DSA. It doesn't look like a museum. It doesn't look and feel. It has a completely different vibe. And so it just seems like it's just like you're naturally attracted to that. I'm kind of curious.
Yes.
Is that your kind of MO? As I pick your part, I'm like,
It could be. I never really thought about it, but I do like to take alternative spaces and, fill them with beautiful art. Like Brian said, like I was thinking, it's about the architecture of the space where you fill it up. So you think of it as a whole. So, and it's fun for me.
oh, this is so super fun. So how? I mean, are you going to have time for your own art practice? I
Yeah.
mean, I kind of because the thing is, you're into figurative work, but you're in printmaking. You kind of
Yes.
go. It seems like you kind of gravitate towards things based on an idea, and then you use whatever tools will execute the idea. I'm kind of
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I do. I have some things in the works in my brain that I will have to get out soon, or I probably won't be healthy. So I'm gonna dive right in. I have a new project in mind. But you're exactly right. I come up with a concept first, and then I choose the medium from that. So I like to print make, paint. I even garden. I consider that my art.
oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
so, it's just about composition and putting things together to convey your idea, so I'm a little idea based, when I work, so and yes, I will be doing a lot of work soon.
How, I mean, I just try to figure, when do you sleep and still be this energetic? I mean, have you always been this? Well, caffeine,
Yeah.
but you've always been. I mean, that was one of the things that I observed. It's like you have this energy that just
Yeah.
goes, we can do this, and I'm like, okay, Tamika's on a roll. Let's go.
Yeah, I think that's just in my nature. I am like that. I don't think I would be able to stop until I'm gone. Like,
Wow, yeah,
yeah, so
that's a
it's just in my nature. I get so excited, and I come up with these ideas or people ask for help, and I'm always all in. So no matter what I do, I'm all in.
you're all in.
I'm all in.
That's the best phrase for it. And so, I mean, and Dayton, we, in the art scene, and you and I are collaborating and working on some things too. And it's like, I just find it very fascinating, like, that, oh, we can have these things, and they
Yes.
can, yeah, we can connect and convene. And so I love the fact that, you connected and convened us with a artist friend of yours from New York,
Yes.
Kimian, which is a really cool. That's a really cool.
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean,
I just got goosebumps just thinking about it. So
oh, I know people. There's all these things in the world.
I'm Bonnie Miles, Membership Coordinator of CET. Thank you for listening to Rodney Veal's Inspired By. This podcast is a production of CET and Think TV, two local PBS stations. As PBS stations, the work we do online, on air, and in the community is supported by listeners like you. If you're enjoying the show and would like to support our work, please consider becoming a member at cetconnect.org or thinktv.org. Plus, when you sign up to donate at least $5 a month, you'll get access to special members-only streaming videos on the PBS app through Passport. Learn more at cetconnect.org or thinktv.org.
If you're enjoying this conversation, The Art Show, also hosted by Rodney Veal, is available to stream anytime from anywhere on YouTube or the PBS app.
I mean, how do you see, like, because you've come and you've been other places,
yes.
and so why do you think it's, right now, these ideas, you have the capacity to kind of make these ideas happen in the Dayton area? Like, I feel like something's different.
The time, it just feels right, and it's about the people. You have to get the right people. Like, it's a synergy between the community and individuals that come together. I think that's the main driving force. Like, there's no way that certain things can be done alone. So it's just about finding the right people, like-minded people. Obviously, I love Kimian. We went to CJ together, and he approached me for help on this idea everyone will hear about hopefully soon.
Very soon, very soon.
Very soon.
Sorry to be secretive, people, but it's
I know, we're all psyched out. There's this thing that's going to happen.
Don't trust us.
I know. It's all very, they're like, oh my God. You'll find out.
Well, that's the whole thing. Is I think that's something that's kind of interesting for people who are, to understand, to kind of make these things happen. You just got to have trust.
Right.
It's like, it's really interesting. And when I talk to other artists that I've interviewed for the podcast, they all just kind of go, well, we just do it. We just
that's it. That's the theme. You just do it. You just do it. And do it together. And it'll, it's just do it. Don't be scared. Just do it.
I love that. And so one of the things that there's a because you talked about it, it's like, because I always think about when we choose, like, you took the test that said
I
you
know.
needed to be an artist.
I know, I was
went to
like,
school for med
oh,
school.
yeah.
You went to med school for med school.
It was actually really funny. Like,
So was it like 100%? Like, was that like it didn't say maybe an artist and maybe
no,
it's
no, it was artist, fashion design. It was in the arts realm, like, and I was like, oh, and
oh.
I knew, but
But what drew what really other than the love of biology, what drew you to, was it just kind of not thinking that you would succeed at being an artist, or
I think it's society, when you're growing up, you just hear you just can't do that. Like,
oh,
so I don't know. My mom's Japanese, so there was different expectations growing up. So
and trying to meet them that
yeah. So, but this what I did, I was very passionate about it. They came around to accept it, and they were actually very proud of me. So
oh, that's lovely.
they're very proud of
They
me.
came around, but
Yeah.
but it is different. It's a real, that's a tough. It is not the. I always describe being in the arts is not for the faint of heart.
You have yes, you have to, really want it to succeed. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
And that's why I mean, I'm like, why? I'm like, how do you do all these things and stay other than the caffeine? I mean, because it's not pure caffeine. It is
No.
truly, genuinely this love.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
And-
I love to make art. I mean, I have to make art. So it's just, I don't know. I do it. Like, I just do it. And right now my work, art making balance is a little off, and I've been thinking about it, that I need to, schedule some time to, actual time to make art. So, which I'm going to do.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you said that, like this, because that is a tricky proposition.
Yes.
The work-life balance is not there's no one way. Like, I think a lot of people think being an artist, we all have to do it in a uniform pattern. And I'm like, no, we all have a different way and a different approach. And I mean, because I always think about Bing Davis. I always think about Bing.
He's amazing. I love that man.
How does he keep going at 87?
He's amazing. I don't know. He just has that spark. He still has that spark. Like,
I'm
very
like,
inspiring.
I mean, the fact that he's still throwing clay.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, like, I can barely get up off the couch. Like, it's a struggle bus physically. And here he is throwing clay at 87. And I'm like, oh, well, okay. Well, guess I better get on with it.
Yeah, he is one of my mentors. Like, I look up to him so much, like everything he does for the community. Like, he's just very inspiring to me. So, yeah,
and
love Bing.
And the fact that you get to kind of hang out with all the artists in the community. I mean, how do you, what's your observation of our art scene? Like the artists, and, you just seem to, like, there's a knowing, there's a kind of awareness that you have and a presence, and I'm just kind of curious about
overall, I want people to work together more, different organizations. I want people to come together more, and I think it's happening. But the art scene in Dayton is very vibrant, and there are like little pockets of greatness, but I want them all to come together, and I just want people to see the talent here. I mean, it's just, there's so much talent in Dayton, and I just want people to see it and experience it. So that's one of my goals.
Oh, is that what? Oh,
yeah.
So, as the interim director of Dayton,
maybe that's it. Maybe
bring
that's
people
my goal.
together.
Bring people together. I always think things are stronger as a group. Like,
well, that's the reason why I think you're doing this group. We're doing a secret project with Kimmy.
Yeah.
I love the fact that we
secret project.
It feels like Project X. It's like,
no, it's like I can't really talk about it. I'm not,
which is really interesting. I mean, it's. But I think it's one of the things that I think the reason why I think you're involved, and I think Kimmy's involved, and the people at the table, is how quickly we all just went, okay, yeah, this will work.
Let's do it. That's the theme. Like, let's just try to do it. Like,
let's try to bring the coolest thing ever to Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah.
And see what happens. And
Yes.
so, I mean, when you, it's like you're, because you've had this journey. I love it because you did a motion movement of like, well, my journey, and you
Oh,
did
it's like,
this.
I know. I'm like, here.
Is how do you? I mean, do you think that most artists? I mean, it's not a linear shot?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I mean, life, everyone has a different life and path. And it's good to experience other things, to veer off. And, there's always a center, you come back. Like I've always considered Dayton my center. Like I go off and do things, but I come back here and I go off and I come back. So it's just, and I think that's pretty common. So I've talked to artists and we all have like these windy paths. So it seems.
Yeah.
I know you have a windy path too.
I feel like I'm the OG of winding paths. I mean, it's one of those moments. And there's a question I feel like that we've been asking this season, because and this is for audience members. So they understand, because a lot of times they think imposter syndrome seems to be a really like an underlying current to the creative process,
Right.
that you don't think you belong.
Yes.
I just find it just really, I don't know if it's because of and I've had it. I mean, I know I've been in spaces where I'm like, I don't know, why am I here? Shrink, run away. But what would you say to folks who, because a lot of people are not artists who are listening to this,
Have it.
yeah, and haven't. So what would be your advice? I'm always asking that question.
I know this is a hard one, Rodney.
What?
Well, yeah, because going into, being a professor, teaching at Central State, I walked in there with the hugest imposter syndrome because I've never done it. So you just like, you do it, and then the more you do it, the more comfortable you become. Like, so no one starts out as an expert. So I guess that's my advice. Everyone feels that way at some point. So you just do it and you'll get more comfortable. So
just you gotta just do it. Okay.
Just do it. I think it's common. I have imposter syndrome still.
Really?
Yes.
You should not have imposter syndrome. I mean, as I wag my finger at you.
Okay. Yes, Rodney.
Well, I mean, because the thing is, I think it's, well, but I understand it. I mean, I understand it. It's like, it's a big, you take on artist as a title it's a 3-letter word. Like, it's a small word.
Yes.
It's not a big word, but it is loaded.
Yes.
Do you think it's because the word is so loaded?
Yeah, artist, it's a very abstract term, and I think like everyday people might not even understand what it means. Maybe that's it. It's just so an abstract of a term, and then it's hard to claim yourself as an artist as such an abstract idea. You're like, oh, I'm an artist.
Yeah.
What does that mean exactly? Like, well, this, and this. So
and this and this and this and this
and this and this
and or it could be this and this and this.
Yeah.
or and so it's just such a heavy word, and I think that
yes.
And I just wonder if people have a mistaken notion of the process of being an artist. Because it is work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
People.
It's a lot of work, torture, mistakes.
Oh, that's interesting. Because it was interesting in the conversation with Brian we had it's a part of the collaboration at the library, and I asked him a question about, what do you do with the mistakes?
Oh yes.
What do you do with your because he talked about he paints over them, and I was like, oh my, I thought about that. I mean, do you paint over your mistakes, or you just are?
It depends on the media. I have a lot of mistakes on paper or canvas. I stash them away. I do reuse, like.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So it's some I throw away. You get so mad you throw them away.
Oh, I've done that. I have no, like, it doesn't work. I mean. Have you ever gone back? I mean, just something I'm kind of curious, because as an art maker myself, you've made something and it doesn't quite feel right, and he just sits, and then you come back to it years later and you go, but if I did this to it, then it
Yes.
works.
Yes. A lot of times I'll even restart. Like you know there's something about it that deserves your attention. So you keep it, you hang it up, you look at it for years, you ponder, and you might consciously not know what needs to be done, but then it just like it just appears. And um, I work in themes a lot with my concept, and then I'll completely have to redo the idea. But I wouldn't have gotten to that point if I didn't have the other previous piece that didn't work, but the idea was strong. So you just look at it and you just, oh, I think I know what will make this work. And then you just do it. So it's not like a mistake. It's just in the process.
It's in the process and
Yeah.
in the journey. Okay. Because I just feel like sometimes I go, am I doing this right? Because I don't talk to artists who, when they're making it or in the process. But I'm like, that's why I asked the question, because I'm like, well, what does Tamiko do with that? I'm like, because when Brian said it, I was like, I really did go home and think about it. I'm
Yes.
like, well, you can fix that. And so, okay, good. It doesn't have to live in that state.
Right. Yeah. So there's hope. There's hope. And it's kind of nice sometimes when you share your work, like you see something that you personally didn't see because you were so attached to it. And then you can like, oh, I didn't think of it that way. And then it kind of opens the door. So I like to have dialogue with other artists, about work, my work and their work. So it's nice.
And I think that's one of the nice things about the easy accessibility. It's a very Midwestern thing.
Yes.
And I don't know if it was that way in New York, but here just you can have these dialogues and conversations about process.
Yeah, that is wonderful. So like being a part of the Dayton Society of Artists, I'm around artists constantly, and I'm like, hey, I need help. Well, you can look at this. I'm stuck, and then you'll get some advice, some good advice, some bad advice.
You'll get advice.
You'll get advice. Yes,
I love some good and some bad. I love that one. And you have to pick and choose it. And I mean, I find it really fascinating because it was like, because I had stepped away from visual art making when I started dancing, and it kind of took a back burner. It never really fully went away, but it took a back burner. And it was so early on after the training that I did some things I did not understand or know that I'm discovering. Like I'm discovering the perfect adhesive.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Yes. I know exactly.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Like it's like, oh, that's what that is. That's why you need to wait this. Oh, yeah. Oh, maybe you had, because there's no I think a lot of people think that the manual of training of art making is so complete. They're just like some shades of gray.
Yeah, no, you learn you learn a lot in school, but like the most you learn, I believe, is in experiments and asking other people. It's after school. That's why I learned the most. Or you have an idea, then you have to research, and you're like, oh, I'll try this. Like, I have a favorite pencil now. Like it's just weird. Like there's so many different things that you can explore and learn how to use. It's like never ending. Like it's never ending. I don't know, experiments, I guess.
Well, experiments, yeah, absolutely. And I think that experimental nature, it's like, I think that scares people a little bit, because if you're as an art artist, you have to the experimentation is what's like you said,
right? Yeah.
I think for the average person that would just first. I mean, like, well, let me see what happens.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself like because you are so busy, you're everywhere, like you're worse than me.
I wouldn't say that.
You're gaining momentum and speed, Tamiko, to that. It's like, do you find it like you have this idea, but you're in a meeting, in an event, and you're like, I really just need to run. I need to get to the studio. I got an idea.
Yeah, that's when you just write it in your notebook, because I always have a little notebook. So.
Oh, do you do the same? Okay,
yeah, I write. I don't actually draw a sketch, but I'll make a note, like what I had in mind. So.
Oh man, I think everybody I've talked to does that.
Yeah.
It's all about like, there seems some variation of like, I must write things down. And I found this, I mean, it was really, and it's one of the interesting things with comedians. It's like I found out through Mike Shea, our podcast producer, they are voracious writers.
Wow.
It's like, oh, so we're all kind of in the writing mode of like, you got to get the idea down, like, or stored someplace for future reference.
Yes.
So do you have stacks of those notebooks?
I do. They're so disorganized. I have so many notebooks. So
You're making me feel good then, because I always feel like I'm like, Rodney, get one notebook.
I know, and they're like everywhere. I mean, I probably should organize myself a little better. But
Yeah, don't worry about that part. No, you should know it. Don't worry about that part. Well, so one of the things is like, as we come to the close of this conversation, what would you say? Because you've, like you said, you've done the winding path, the journey, and I know that people don't maybe feel trepidatious about starting over in life or life, because life does happen. Like
Yeah.
we've talked about it. It's like, what would you say to them about what they feel it in their gut, their bones, that they need to be creative, but they think that they can't be, or there's no entry on ramp to it? What would you say to them?
I would say just do it. I mean, if you feel it, just do it. No one's here to judge you. Like, just try. Like, you'll live with regret if you don't at least try. I don't know. Just do it. That's the theme of it. Just do it.
Just do it, people.
Just do it. Just do it. Yeah, there's nothing to be scared of. I mean, we only live once, so you might as well experience everything you can. So, and that you want. So.
That's such a true phrase. I say it all the time, and I don't think people fully grasp that, because it's like, it's glorious.
Yeah.
It's messy. It is. It can cause you to, but that's the vibrancy of living.
Yes, exactly. There's highs and lows. You only live once. You need to live your life the best you can. So.
Yeah, well, you certainly do, and that's why I adore you. I
love you, Rodney.
We hug each other. There's a lot of love here, people. I mean, you are just such a positive force, and I'm grateful you're in my orbit. I'm just grateful that I get to have conversations with you. Great that we get to collaborate.
Yes.
We have collaborated more in the last year.
Yes.
I just realized that than the entire time I've known you.
Yes, I know. We're like, yeah, it's time, Rodney.
It was the time. This is meant to be.
I think so. So this is great. I'm so glad that we're friends. We're working together, and I love you.
I love you too.